Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie. If this is your first time stopping by, I hope you decide to like and subscribe, and of course click that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. I do a variety of things, but I do upload devotions every single day, and as you saw from the description, we are doing a DIY today, and we're going to be decorating this Dollar Tree 5x7 photo frame with seashells. Now this is something I find to be very simple and satisfying, and it's a great way to, in my opinion, create a wonderful memory that's meaningful, can create a beautiful gift to give somebody that has meaning, and it's not that expensive. This one that I'm doing is for my husband. We have this year done a lot of beach walks on the base here as part of our getting out and exercising together routine. We've had some beautiful sunrises, and I just in the last few weeks started collecting shells. Now if you're going to do this, I recommend hot glue, a glue gun. I've got these glue sticks. Dollar Tree does have glue sticks, not in this large of quantity, but they do have this size of glue stick as far as this diameter goes. The ones they have, I believe, are longer than these, but these fit this particular type of glue gun. And I'm almost in need of adding a new one, so I'm going to set those there. You can get any size picture frame. I chose 5x7. I find it to be the right size, and I'm going to be printing off a picture of him and I on one of our beach walks. I also chose to get a bag of the Crafter Square pearls. I think adding a few pearls in between the shells really adds a lot, because pearls are a treasure from the sea. They come from oysters, of course, clams. And then here are the shells that my husband and I have both collected. Not everything is perfect. I mean, and you could certainly go buy the shells in the Dollar Tree. They do have the bags of shells, but I find collecting items from a place, whether you're at a cabin and you collect, small rocks or acorns or small pine cones, twigs that are beautiful. You could do the same thing with any of those, and it would be a keepsake from your time. I used to expect nothing but perfection from shells, and for some reason on Virginia Beach, we just don't find perfect shells that often. This is more often what we do find on the shores, and broken pieces, but I thought, those are rough edges really add interest, as do these little holes. Wondering to myself, what caused those? And how beautiful was that shell when it was whole? And then every once in a while, you'll be surprised by finding a nearly perfect shell. Although it's not glossy and shiny, I could buff that up if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. It's rare that I find a shell like this on the Atlantic. Usually we find a lot of the clam shells, and I look for the different colored ones. This has very interesting markings on it that I thought I could find some way to use that. And then you have the different oyster shells that will have that beautiful iridescent sheen on the inside, and the fun shapes outside. So we're going to make a different collage. Here's a piece of one. I'm not going to be using every shell in here. Some of these are just really big. I think I had picked this one up in order to collect some of the smaller ones, but it's nice. I'm like, okay, that's different. So this is what I'm going to be. Here's the razor clams. These can be used in a variety of ways, but this is what I'm going to be drawing from to glue onto my frame. I haven't decided if I'm just going to do all the way around, or if I'm just going to put a big smattering on this left corner and that corner, or do something here and here and leave some areas open. I think I'll decide as I'm going. But this is such an enjoyable way, and especially if you're making it as a gift for someone, I think they can really begin to appreciate and the effort you put. And then as you're doing this and kind of laying it out, you can decide, you know, how you want it. I try to follow the lines of the frame a little bit and see what comes. You know, you could even decide to do some layers where you have some things. That's what I was thinking with regards to some of the shells that that aren't whole. Like this one looks pretty like this, but that's what it's like down below. I'm not sure if I'll be able to attach this, but we'll see. We'll see. That might work in that corner. What's beautiful about these things, I'll see, look at that. See, I want that to show. I definitely want to incorporate that in. You could start with a few layers and then add something to the top. See how that looks? This is where you could add. You want to always keep it on the frame. And see how everything else, look at this, interesting little bit. I think I like that. I wonder if this would look better. Like this. Or like that. I think I like it like this. You can also use E6000 if you wanted to. I think that would be beautiful here too. But creating, you know, some layers to your seashells might be a good way to go. Arranging them, getting your bigger pieces down first. I want those ridges to show, maybe out that way. Yeah, I think that looks better. Because you can always go on top with little ones. See? So let's get started. Let me see if this guy will look better in the corner. Oh, I think I like that. I am going to try, I think, to go all the way around. And just start gluing some stuff. I'll start at the corner. Okay, can you see that? Right. Tuck him in as close as I can get to this other shell because I want to make room. I don't know if I want this one here just yet. That seems like it's not the right thing to go there. So let's look for something else. I just have such a good time. That's interesting. Walking with my husband and just getting, oh, I like that. You know, walking and enjoying the beach and seeing. Now this one my husband absolutely loved, so I know I have to incorporate this one, and I think I'm going to put that one right there. Gluing where the shell touches the frame. And you can go back later and strengthen that. And it's rolling, so it's wherever it's going to stay. Oh, I'm liking how this looks already. You know, I think I am going to leave that up in that corner over there. Time to add my glue. But this I really enjoy doing creative things that are meaningful and special. Oh, see? Now I think that looks better there. This is where you would add a pearl. Let me do that right now. See? Well, so far it's shaping up pretty well. I think I want to put, since there's so many like pieces of jagged shells, that I want to begin to add maybe a whole shell on top, or maybe not quite that big. Let's see. Does that look all right? Now you have to be careful along this bottom edge, because if this hangs over too much, it'll affect the ability for the picture to stand. So you want to make sure that everything here is kind of flat. Don't know if that's exactly the right one either. Let's try this one. Oh, I think that's the one. Of course, being mindful of all right. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Some other interesting pieces that I'm going to want to incorporate. Let me get one of my Yes, I think that looks nice. And then we can add I'm not sure where to put the glue on the shell, so I'm just going to put it in that corner and rest this on top. So far, I am liking what I'm seeing. Let's get some real shell, some whole shell pieces, not real, because all these shells are real. See, there's another piece that's... I was really surprised. I don't find these that often on the shore. I'd say 90% of the shells I see are clam shells like that, or oyster shells. Oh, I like that one. This is, to me, just a nice little thoughtful gift that you took the time to make for someone to help, commemorate a wonderful trip or a nice little outing that you had, that just was really, and adding a picture in the frame from that event. It's a very meaningful gift to give someone. At least I think so. I could be corny, but then I'll just embrace the corn because I like corny. Okay, I think I'm going to put a pearl here. There we go. I think that looks cute. I want to find a different kind of shell to put here. Yeah. I love the iridescence of the oyster shells, or the oyster shell pieces, I should say. And I just think it really adds a sheen, you know, to the actual piece itself. Let me look and see if I've got some more pretties. What do I want to do in this corner? Yeah, I think that guy's going to look perfect up there. You want your heavier shells on the bottom. And so that's about as big as, I probably could have put that in the lower corner, but I knew I needed it up here because I didn't want anything to interfere with the frame's ability to, if you're going to hang it on the wall, it won't matter, but this one isn't going to be hung. So let's get a nice little, that's interesting. Look at that. Some of these, I wonder the stories behind them, you know, like, what was their journey to the shore? What did they look like before they got all beat up? You know what I mean? Before the sand tore them up. You know what? I'm remembering that I found a piece of sea glass. And I don't find sea glass that often. I hope I can find it in this box. Here we go. So this, I think, should be something that's tucked in, but look at this pretty. Isn't that nice? I mean, both sides are nice and shiny. It's thin. It almost feels like the thin capiche shells I used to find in the, like maybe it was a scale. I don't know. I've never heard of a fish scale being this big, but this was, to me, really pretty. I liked it. I was like, okay, that beauty's coming home. And this is where you can find a layer or a place to tuck it in, you know, so I wanted to have a little more visibility than that. Both sides are gorgeous, so I think I'm going to just do Where can I put my sea glass? I think that just isn't sitting right. What do you think of that? Yeah, that looks like it'll work. I can always scrape off that extra glue. Yeah, I used a little too much hot glue there, guys. Got a little excited. Let me stick a pearl in this here on the side. And I do think I need to put some kind of shell or something. This is where you can get those teeny tiny shells and fill them in. Oh my goodness. Okay, I do want to put a pearl. Even small pieces of driftwood that you find, this would be cute on that too. Let's see, that's too small. Yeah, these two I think would be. Try turning the shells different ways so that not everything's the same, unless you're trying to create that uniformity. That must go. Clean up all the little hot glue strings and things that... Okay, let's... You see the basis for it? And of course I could go in, grab these tiny shells, tuck them in here, or pearls. Anywhere, if you don't like the gap, you can do something to change that. If you want to fill in those bits where there's no bit of the frame showing underneath. I think I will add a few more pearls here and there because I like pearls. Or I've got plenty. I could do a second frame if I wanted, but there's the basis of this seashell frame. I'm going to put a picture of my husband and I in this. Our little walks on the beach with each other for exercise, and we often will go and pray together on the beach. And the Dam Neck Beach is on the military base here, and so it almost feels like a private beach sometimes because there's not that many people that go. But we do have on busy days. We go in the mornings when a lot of people aren't there yet, early morning. Okay, well there, I hope that gives you some kind of an idea or inspiration. This is my DIY for a seashell picture frame. Meaningful because these shells were collected on the beach where my husband and I do our walks. So thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me and listening to me drone on. Make sure that you like and subscribe and click that notification bell. Comment below and let me know what you think and if you do something similar. I'd love to hear about it. Bye until next time.